Let's start talking about the best SMMA offer to use in 2023. And I'm going to be introducing the anti-agency or hybrid model to their marketing service. This is literally like a superpower in 2023. This works if you're targeting local businesses, e-commerce, personal brands, and also SaaS, and you have not had the success that you've been looking for so far, okay? And I want to stick with me till the end because we're going to dive into some life-changing esoteric stuff, okay, in this video. Before we start, the guy that you see here is Blackbeard from One Piece. The reason why I decided to put him is because he actually has, like a devil fruit, and that devil fruit allows him to basically, I don't know, it's something weird to explain, but it's like he controls gravity, but at the same time, he can like control darkness and literally pulls people off from their power, okay? And this is appropriate for one reason. It is because the anti-agency model in itself is really all about selling agency services that typically are associated with marketing, but without actually pitching an agency offer, okay? So before we begin, as always, if you have not, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can come and say hi in any of these platforms. It will be just really appreciated. And of course, you can join my Facebook group to get the document that we're going to be using in today's video, okay? You gotta click on the link, go to the Facebook group. Once you are accepted, you gotta request to join. Once you are accepted, simply go to the master resource folder, leave a comment, and I'm gladly just send all of my documents to you. Okay, guys? As always, just to be respectful of your time, make sure to watch this video at 2x speed, and that way, you're going to see me talk twice as fast, okay? So, for some context, the other day I made a video on why the agency model is dead, at least the way we know it nowadays, okay? And of course, I broke down two alternative models that I believe are going to be the most profitable in the long run for most people, and those were the anti-agency model and the growth partner model. Realistically, the growth partner model requires that you are a savage at one service, a specific service, with a world-class case study to hit hard if you actually want to make it work. So in this video, what I want to do is dive deep into the anti-agency model or hybrid model that's going to help you not only sell your marketing service easier, faster, at a higher price, but you will also become a category of one instead of just aiming to be the category king for one industry. This is the key, that you become a category of one. That's the goal. Why can I talk about this, by the way? Really simple. It's because this is the exact same type of business that I run. Now, understand the hybrid model, guys. This is super important. Agency services typically are all about providing a done-for-you service to a certain market segment, regardless of what service line exactly you decide to use, okay? So what's the thing? If you run a marketing agency, chances are that you are selling, for example, Facebook ads to an avatar, or email marketing to someone, or cold email lead generation as a service, or maybe, I don't know, YouTube ads to personal brands. I don't know, something like that. It's always, you do a done-for-you service to someone at its core. And what happens is that we discuss that since most markets are sophisticated to the bone, instead of innovating with our prospecting angles or fancy ways of saying the same thing, or stacking warranties on top of warranties to possibly sell more agency services, it's better to play a different game altogether. And that's where the anti-agency model enters the game. Here's the thing, guys. In this model, you want to combine different delivery protocols and different elements outside of your main service line, aiming to become incomparable to other competitors in the marketplace altogether. This is the goal with the hybrid model and with the anti-agency model. And I want you to think of it as solving a puzzle where there are endless possibilities to combine services, features, and bonuses on top of your main service line. These are just some examples. Of course, this is literally not even 1% of everything that you could do. But you can have a course, you can have a SaaS, you can have email marketing here, you can have one-on-one consulting, you can have Facebook ads, you can have group coaching, you can have a community, you can do retreats, workshops, I don't know, cold email lead generation, whatever it might be. You can combine different things between them. And obviously, I'll be fully transparent with you. Coming up with great ideas requires deep market understanding, research, and hustling to the pain of rejection to really understand your niche, but it's really worth it, okay? Because this is where you're going to be able to be a category of one. And I'm going to show you the step-by-step plan on how you can create your own hybrid offer for your agency, okay? Or anti-agency. Sure, on top of that, your daily operations can be a little bit messier, but that's what allows you to stand out even more in the long term. And there is an important thing that I need you to understand. There is no proven path to actually crush it with a hybrid model on your niche because there is no exact competitor that has walked the same path as you if you're doing this correctly. AKA, yeah, you can, for example, you're on a Facebook ads agency for e-commerce stores right now, but you're trying to add some hybrid components and you start adding adjacent service lines, different components. You're not going to find someone that is literally doing something similar to you because that's the goal of this type of model, to become a category of one. Hence why you really want to be used to walking alone, because you're always going to be on your same path. Of course, there are certain things that are going to be applicable to anyone, but that's the point of running this type of model, that you're constantly learning and trying to reinvent the way things are done, but in a good way, and not in the sense that you're basically not knowing if what you're selling is going to work, okay? If you're doing things correctly, that's what I mean. So let me give you some examples if you're on a cold email lead generation agent. Instead of simply setting the pay-per-call offer to your clients like most cold email lead generation agencies do, look at the following options that you can come up with. For example, instead of doing done for you cold email lead generation, you could offer ongoing campaign call management, lead scraping on a monthly basis, and one-on-one consulting weekly. That's way more powerful and way more scalable also than the done for you cold email lead generation agents, right? Because you can basically have unlimited amount of clients, and you will be limited just by the amount of leads that you can scrape and the one-on-one consulting that you do per client, okay? How about you actually solve monthly lead scraping and campaign angle writing, weekly group coaching calls where you basically cover the topic of sales, specifically for cold email calls that are booked by the client, okay? And you offer a community that basically hosts all of your clients in one simple place to share best practices between them. But do you think that would be way more powerful, more impactful, just better at a high level than just like cold email lead generation service? Or you can do the, this plus that, right? That's also the thing. What about if instead of offering that, you basically did one-on-one consulting on targeting and copywriting for your clients so that they can learn how to do cold email effectively? You also hosted a community for your clients. And on top of that, you did BA/inbox manager placement so that the person can be hired in-house. And you'll have a hub of different BAs that are pre-trained and that you place in your client's company. Don't you think that would be more powerful? Plus, more scalable. Another example, what about if instead of that, of you offering done for you cold email lead generation as a service, you offer something like cold email lead generation paid community, not super high ticket, maybe can be low ticket. Well, you sell the services in a done with you / do it yourself fashion at a lower ticket with more mass appeal. And then you can just upsell some people that are inside of the community to your high ticket services. For example, done for you pay-per-call. I don't know, that's just an idea. What I'm trying to say is not, hey, do these 4 options or take one of these. As a matter of fact, what I'm trying to tell you is think outside of the box so that you can actually get the results that nobody's getting because nobody's doing it. And that's what you want to do with the hybrid model, is think for yourself and come up with an incredible solution to your clients' problems, okay? So as you see, it's not just an agency, it's also not just coaching, it's also not just a strategy consulting, it's also not just a course. And I want to give you our own example. Like I told you before, what we do is primarily run a coaching business where we build remote sales teams for our clients. But guess what? Of course, that doesn't mean that we don't do sales team and campaign call management. We do have a course, we do have one-on-one consulting, and we also do group coaching calls every single week. And that's what makes us stand out from our competition. It's not just an agency, it's not just coaching, etc. Now, of course, by this point, you might be like, okay, that's cool and everything, but how can I create my own hybrid agency offer? And I will actually break down the step-by-step in this precise moment. If you found any value whatsoever from this video so far, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to see what your thoughts are on this type of agency model. And yeah, let's just start right away on this, okay? Because before we go into the step-by-step plan, we need to have 2 non-negotiable requirements in place to make sure that this works. The first one is niche understanding, and the second one is competitor understanding. When it comes to niche understanding, like I mentioned before, you need to deeply understand your market to know, of course, what are the actual features or offer elements that they believe to be valuable so that you can focus on those. Okay, if you start doing something that is not valuable to them, I promise you, this is not going to work. Also, the ones that they don't deem to be valuable, you can basically eliminate them completely. That way you can also know what are the things that you can take off from that offer and just focus on the ones they deem to be valuable. So that's about the niche, like about what their target audience is looking for. Okay, guys? The second one is when it comes to your competitors. Because if you want to become your own category, you need to make sure that whenever you publicly go live or you start promoting your offer, people immediately ask themselves, wow, man, like, what the fuck is this amazing thing that this guy is offering? Like, I don't know what that is. And that's the goal, of course. For example, I have lots of competitors that, of course, they do BA placement of a $3 per hour BA and appointment setters that book calls. That's actually quite normal. But how many of them actually do the campaign call management of outbound campaigns so that we can troubleshoot based on KPIs and CRM? Not that many. So, of course, if I actually go to my class and I start offering that, people are going to go like right in this meme, right? Another example, if you're targeting SaaS and you're offering Google Ads for B2B SaaS, like most people that sell PPC for SaaS businesses do, and you all of a sudden start coming with a YouTube Ads for SaaS blog because that allows for visual demos plus community building for SaaS, guess what? Chances are that you're going to get better replies and that you're going to build something that is unique. This is just understanding that I need you to have. Let's go to the step-by-step plan. And there are realistically 3 steps that I need you to take, okay? The first one is that you need to develop your success journey, unique pillars, okay? You need to literally understand what it takes for someone in your target audience to go from point A to point B. And I just want to suggest this other video that I have on my channel. It's titled Best Sales Pitch to Close SMMA and Consulting Deals. And the reason why is because in this video, I break down how to actually come up with those steps specifically and those pillars for your offer, okay? It's 30 minutes of goodness, so go ahead and watch it. But in sum, I will just do a summary of the video. You want to come up with 2 to 4 unique selling points that completely solve all of the problems that your ICP can face while going from point A to point B. And the reason why is because your pitch should literally explain the different milestones to accomplish that journey, okay? For example, if you're thinking about how you can make a coffee, you're going to have, let's say, 3 steps. The first one is have water and coffee. The second one is boil the water. And the third one is add the boiling water to the coffee, okay? Those are the 3 main pillars or the 3 major steps. So if you can create an offer that is, hey, in order for you to drink coffee, you need to do this and this and then this. I know that people think that is oversimplified, but at the end of the point, your offer should literally be covering all the problems to go from point A to point B, right? Sorry, from point A to point B. Hopefully you get my point, right? So I like to think about it this way. Your messaging, aka what your prospects experience from interacting with you, and your marketing are the same thing at the end of the day, and your offer is what you pitch. Your offer is your pitch. Literally, that's all it is. And you need to have marked down all of those stages that your prospects are going to go from being an unfulfilled desire, point 1, to unmet desire, point B, okay? Or point C, whatever nomenclature you want to use, okay? So that's the first part. You want to map out your client success journey to unique pillars. Once you have that part in place, you want to develop your unique mechanism, okay? Because once your success journey is created, you need to develop that unique mechanism to accomplish the outcome that you promised. And this process obviously takes time. Because if you're just coming up with a Facebook ads, chances are that they're going to be like, yeah, I've heard that 1,000 times. If you come up with YouTube ads or Google ads, chances are that people are going to go like, yeah, I've heard that 1,000 and a million times. But what if you combine a unique set of mechanisms to craft your own thing? For example, what we do, the 3 main components or the 3 main things that make up our unique mechanism are remote sales teams, community funnels, and micro VSLs. So if I literally just mention one of these, like micro VSLs, you immediately go like, dude, what's up? Of course, if you have been watching our videos, you might know, but if you're new to the channel, you're going to be like, hey, what's that, micro VSLs? Or if I told you community funnels plus micro VSLs, you're going to be like, oh, okay, makes sense. You can do combinations. And that's the beauty of marketing, is that you can combine your messaging to unique selling points that make up for a new type of business breed, if that makes sense. Something that I like to do is come up with different offer components for us. So remote sales teams, community funnels, and micro VSLs. Notice that this is not the same thing as deliverables or milestones or customers roadmap. This is literally just the 3 main things that you use to deliver the outcome. In my case, is book calls and close deals for my clients. Okay, my clients, what they want is book calls and close deals. And the way I make them have book calls and close deals is by using these 3 things. Okay, so basically you want to develop your unique mechanism, adding up different components. You need to understand your industry, your market, and your own skill set to come up with that unique mechanism. Okay, so this is really important because by this stage, if you are doing things correctly, you go to step 3, which is going to be developing your fulfillment vehicle and deliverables. And over here is where things start to click. Okay, because by this point, you will have a framework to deliver an outcome, okay? It doesn't matter if it's done for you by this point. It doesn't matter if it's done with you or if it's do it yourself. By this point, what you have is knowledge on what your market wants and how your existing competitors satisfy that desire, aka going from point A to point B. You also have an outline on the problems that your clients are going to need to solve in order to go from point A to point B. That's what we did in the second part. And also you have a unique mechanism or framework to solve all of that problem. So you have all of those 3 things. And realistically, with those 3 things, you could just have an agency right now. And now here's where the magic happens. Because the only rule when it comes to offer creation is that there are no rules, especially when you're building a hybrid agency model. This is where things start to get magical. I want you to be an artist acting out of inspiration, but without neglecting that. So let me just give you an example. Of course, I'm going to use my own set of pillars for my unique mechanism so that you guys can see how this is different. You can have done for you, done with you, and do it yourself components when you are thinking about the actually deliverable of the unique solution you came up with. So, for example, for us, we have done with you at every stage of the journey. It's done with you remote sales co-management, done with you coaching support to grow, engage, and monetize the community funnels. And we also have done with you coaching support on how to actually create the micro VSLs. At the same time, we have a done for you component, which is the remote sales team built. So for example, our clients don't need to think about where they can get the best talent for them to book calls and close deals, because those people will already have them. We already place them on our business when they enter the business. We also have a do-it-yourself component that covers everything, actually, which is on how to build the community funnels, how to do everything. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can play around and move these to create unique delivery mechanism on this, like the example I gave before here for the YouTube ads for B2B SaaS. So it could be something around the line. So let's say that here, this was YouTube ads, community building, and over here, I don't know, appointment setters. So guess what, guys? If you actually combine these three unique mechanisms for that unique avatar, and you have different fulfillment vehicles, for example, done for you YouTube ads running, and done with you, I don't know, appointment setters in here, communities, guess what? You're going to immediately be a category 1 because nobody's doing it. And by the time that this part is done, you will have a unique way to deliver a unique mechanism with a unique business that cannot be replicated. And guess what? You're officially an anti-agency at that point. So guys, call to action. If you want us to help you start an anti-agency or scale your existing one, check the link in the description to check out our funnel. If that resonates with you, book a call. And if not, no worries. Happy to have you in our community and just have you as a friend. But nevertheless, guys, as always, I just want to give you our today's music recommendation. It's a song called Contravea by Novit. He's a, if I'm not mistaken, Colombian singer. This is a song that I've been having blasting on repeat like since, I don't know, like since February, and this is just a banger for me. So let me know your thoughts on this song. Go ahead and listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you want. And reach out on Instagram or Twitter, and this is my handle. And let me know if you like the song. It will mean the word to me. If you actually liked it, bonus points, and I can give you a discount. No kidding. But that being said, guys, appreciate your time, appreciate your attention, and love you all.